Even when you don't, even when you don't have somebody on, even when it's just you, ultra low
Yeah,
latency. Yeah,
yeah.
cool. I like it. Cheers,
Yeah,
Brian.
that way it's like chop chop chop.
Yeah, I got your Fupa glass right here, man. And this keyboard's probably gonna get destroyed tonight because there's just so much beer that's been spilt on it. Yeah. What up, everybody? What's up, artillery? How are you? Let us know how the audio's coming in. And this is Brian from Short Circuited Brewers out there in Columbus, Ohio. Did I say that right?
Yeah, sure.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Nah, Columbus
No,
is fine.
we'll stick with Columbus. I know he's on the outskirts of Columbus. Audio is great. Thank you. Let's pull this down a little bit. We're going to make the chat all nice.
Coming to you from an undisclosed location.
Audio sounds good, man. Audio sounds killer. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Al Bro? Big shout out to Al Bro. I think he's one of Brian's Patreons. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah.
He's a supporter.
He is a supporter.
He's a barrage. He's a Brian barrage.
Absolutely.
This is Brian from Short Circuited Brewers. We were kind of just talking about this before we were doing a sound check and stuff. We look at each other's YouTube videos, and a lot of brew tubers have different people commenting in their videos, and I like that because we can still cross promote, and that's what we're doing right now. We have Brian's channel in the link in the bio, so if you guys want to check out really cool how to. What's the theme of your channel mostly? Electric brewing with the new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing some other stuff, if you will. More. I don't know. It's kind of just kind of like a little bit of a revelation, if you will, and you probably noticed if you watch the channel. I was doing so many product reviews. And it just got tiring, So, and I know, trust me, I'm not complaining about getting gear to review and all that kind of stuff. It's like, it's like climbing the top of Mount Everest, and then you're like, okay, what now? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, so, you're like,
It's good to mix
well, there's
it up.
that mountain over there. It's a little mountain. I don't really want to climb it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, but then I thought, the dilemma I had was, what do I do? Because I have videos that
Building with Brian.
uh, build it with Brian, not building,
Build it with Brian. Kurt Pick.
Yeah.
How you doing, Kurt Pick?
So, I started thinking about, some videos that I wanted to do were not really like, because I kind of have a game plan, and I'm all over the place here right now, so bear with me. But I have this game plan, like, there's like filler content, and then there's like what you would call hero content, like, the bigger videos that you put out on, like Sunday is my hero day, if you will.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, well, some of these videos that I want to do are not really, I don't really want to take up that. And then it's like, when you're doing one video a week, it seems like, if you try to plan ahead, it seems like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like 6 weeks. If I do these videos, it's going to be like 6 weeks before I get to that. And it's just like, I don't know. It just seems it seemed kind of monotonous a little bit. And then I'm like, well, what about if I put out some of this maybe shorter form? Some of it hasn't been shorter, but some of it's been shorter form, more tutorial type vids during the week, like Wednesday, like a midweek video, and then work on the hero content for the weekend, like a Sunday or whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way. What did I do? I'm the same way. Like if I go for blood on a video, like I just I know if I'm going to spend 20 or 30 hours editing on it, the next video is going to be like top 5 beginner tools for brewers, top 5 things under $10, or I could just, make that video with my little Logitech camera right up here. But some of those videos could be the most informative. It doesn't have to be all B-rolled out and, pretty much, 4 different camera angles going on. Sometimes people just want information. So, but I hear what you're saying. Are you still there?
Yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying doing the Brewfather videos and stuff like that. That's been kind of a fun little tangent to go off on those midweek videos. And I think people, have asked for a lot of that stuff. I'm going to be doing a video on the water adjustments in it coming up here pretty soon. I know a lot of people have been wanting that. So
We'll
you
love
know,
the water videos, like a simplified
yeah,
water.
exactly. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna do something that's gonna be pretty geared towards maybe like newer brewers rather than the ultimate expert brewer. But
Right.
one of those things where I think people starting out, it makes a lot of difference in your beer, and a lot of people are like, yeah, it doesn't matter, but it does. It really does matter. But I think it's one of those things sometimes when people start out, they get a little hung up on it, that they need to do all these things. And it's like, I try to tell people all the time, it's like, look, you got to walk before you run, I mean, it's like, sometimes I'll get an email from somebody, and they bought like $2,000 worth of equipment and they haven't even brewed a first batch of beer yet.
Yeah.
It's like, are
That's
you sure
like
you like the hobby?
that's like anything, man. All that stuff
Yeah.
reminds me of like, remember the scene from Dumb and Dumber when they find the $1,000,000 and the next scene
Yeah.
they're wearing like top of the line ski stuff, like neon
Yeah.
this. It's like it's not going to make you a better skier.
No, no,
$2,500 Gibson Les Paul is not going to make
exactly.
you Jimmy Page overnight. You have
Yeah.
to put in thousands of hours of editing. But no, I'm with you, man. And I stress that all the time in Homebrew for Life. And David
Yeah.
Heath stresses that all the time. He's got some nice stuff. You guys have nicer stuff than me. But I think homebrewing's funner when you DIY it and just keep it cheaper. And
Yeah.
I think most of the
Thanks, Kurt.
what up, Kurt Pick? Shout out to Kurt for subscribing to Brian. And who's in here right now? What's up, Darren Blackwood, Patrick Quinn, Shannon Orton, Hunger Force Beats. I want to give a shout out to the people that super chatted yesterday.
Yeah, no problem.
But,
Cheers, Darren.
Yeah, Brian. I think all the big, not the big, or like I think the Spikes and the SS Brewtechs probably hate me at this point. Because everything that they're doing, I'm gonna make a video how to do it for 1/10 of the price or something. And
Yeah.
the Spike guys wanted to send me a CF5, and they were kind of cool. They were like, "Hey, we want you to say this, and we wanted you to put it in a bunch of videos and stuff like that." And I was like, you know what? I just can't do it. Like I can't go from making fermenters and plastic buckets or fermenters and corny kegs to like this $800 5-gallon fermenter. And they understood. And I had the same talk with Kyle from Clawhammer. They were like, hey, we want to send you this. And I was like, it just doesn't work. You guys offer like a premier product. And, I've always said there's different classes of homebrewers. There's, the guys that have the top of the line stuff, and that's fine. It all ultimately comes down to how much do you want to spend or how, nice do you want it to look. And I think Homebrew for Life is at like the bottom of the barrel, like the gutter of the classes. So I just told Kyle, I was like, there's, no harm, no foul, no, bad blood, but like, we just can't have your system in our videos. And I mean, you could send it to me and I could brew on it and I'll send it back, but I can't like be pushing this product and vouching for it. It's like $900. And, what's the cheapest electric brew system? Probably the Anvil or the Mash and Boil?
Yeah, probably the mash and boil. I mean, there's like Klarstein. There's a whole bunch of like cheap knockoffs of the. I guess if you want to call anything of something, it's probably a knockoff of the Grainfather system because they were really probably one of the first coffee urn style brewing systems. There's a bunch of them that I think there's some of them that are like, oh my gosh, 170, 180 bucks on Amazon.
Oh, that cheap?
Yeah, but you get what you pay for. So if you want your mash to oscillate between 146 and 158 degrees while you're mashing, go right ahead.
Nice things cost money.
Yeah, you get what you pay for with that stuff. And it's like I have people contact me all the time, and that's exactly what I tell them. You get what you pay for. There's a point of diminishing return on that, but it's one of those things where I'm honestly having to kind of become adjusted to tri-clamps because I just don't see a need for them in home brewing. Really, I just don't. I really don't see a need for them.
No,
a lot of the stuff that I've got now is has them on it, but it's like I don't know. Especially brew systems. Oh my gosh, give me some kind of a quick connect, cam lock or one of the airline style quick connects, whatever.
Yeah.
But I just don't see the need for a sanitary fitting on your brewing system when you can take everything apart. If you don't have thousands and thousands of dollars on the line on a batch of beer, you don't need all that sanitary stuff, really. Honestly.
No, I use the tri-clamp pretty much for the first time ever was for the video we just shot. Was
The corny keg conversion.
the corny cake version. Other than that, they try to put the tri-clamps on like the homebrew fermenters and stuff to make it look more professional and stuff like that. But like you don't really need it. You don't really need it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I've been brewing. I've probably brewed 100 batches of beer in about 6 years, and I've never needed a tri-clamp up until this week's Homebrew for Life video. I have them. I don't know why I get them. They're in my garage, but I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. And the way Brian and I are talking, we're just, these are just our opinions. There's really no right or wrong with home brewing, and ultimately it comes down to how much money do you want to spend. It pretty much comes down to disposable income, because
and it's like so I would say so like Homebrew for Life is the Toyota Corolla of brewing.
I'll take it.
You could get from your house to the store in a Toyota Corolla. You can also get there in a Corvette. Right. So it's like
we're the 1996 Tacoma.
Yeah. Right. So it's like you just have to pick and choose how you get there. You know what I mean? It's like the stuff is kind of cool, but I always, because I brewed at a buddy's house that had tri-clamps on his brewing system and stuff, and I thought this is a pain in the ass. I mean, because trying to hold the hoses and all. What's that?
Uh-oh. Are we there? Brian, can you hear me?
You lost something there for a second.
All right, here we go. So we're going to go into here now. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you fine.
All right,
I can hear you.
All right.
We're good.
All right, we're all good. What was the deal? Why'd your buddy have a system with tri-clamps on it? Was it a big quantity?
He had like a one barrel system with a
That's a big system.
Yeah, with tri-clamps. I think it was one from Stout Kettles and Tanks. And it was just a big pain especially you go switch from recirculation to sparge and all that stuff, and it's like you're dealing with all these tri-clamps and trying to hold the hose and the washer and all that stuff, and I'm not that coordinated, but it's like I see people do it and they flip it and spin the thing, and it's like, okay, well,
yep. I got a question for you.
Those are the guys that would beat me at the arcade every day.
Mortal Kombat 2, Killer Instinct. What are you drinking, Brian?
I am having. Let's see. Let me look in the old Igloo ice chest here. I'm having one that I haven't had before from Southern Tier. It is the Lakeshore Fog. Let me see if I can get it to
Hazy IPA.
Focus in here.
Hazy IPA.
Yeah, it is a hazy IPA. Yeah. Yep. Lake Fog.
How is it?
It's okay. I mean, it's it.
Does it taste like a hazy IPA?
Hazy and juicy, dripping with fruit and citrus and
unfiltered
pineapple. Exactly.
Sunday.
Really not that hazy, to be honest with you. It's almost more like a wheat beer the keg is about to kick.
That looks like a Goza.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question. When you were getting into brewing, was brew in a bag a thing? Did you even hear about it?
Only down in Australia.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, that's what a buddy of mine actually when I first started doing electric brewing, it was kind of one of those things. I was at work and there was a guy that came in from a company that I was doing some business with, and we had known each other and stuff, and I think what I had something on my background on my computer, and it was something to do with brewing. I think it was like some kind of hops logo or whatever, and he was like, "You brew?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Did we just become best friends?
Oh, I did too. Yeah, right. Did we just become best friends? Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so he was kind of the first person that I saw do it in person. I had heard of it before, but it was kind of one of those things where the entire volume of water in one vessel for mashing and everything and all that stuff was kind of like,
wow.
It was like, heretic brewing or something. It's like, what is this crazy madness? And then, then along with that is the no chill thing. And it's like, whoa, okay.
Well, they're in a drought. They don't have water over there. They're always like,
something wrong with these people.
Yeah. Was the brew in a bag, was it the same type of system? You get a little pulley and lever to the ceiling or the rafters, and you pull it up in a bag. And
he just had a bag, and we would pull it up out of there, and he had like a little screen he would put over top of the kettle. He just used like propane and stuff. I actually got some footage. We were brewing in the wintertime, or not footage, some pictures of us brewing in one of the houses that we lived in before, and the whole entire garage is like just full of steam. It looks like gorillas in the mist. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's popular, man. Brew in a bag is.
Yeah.
I'd almost recommend people just jumping into that straight out of the gate because you don't want to invest in too much. I don't know. If you get an extract kit, it's going to come with probably what, like an 8-gallon boil kettle?
Yeah, I mean, you mean like a beginner's kit?
Yeah, beginner's kit. Could you brew in a
Yeah,
bag in
I
that
think
size
so.
kettle?
Um,
That's a good question.
it kind of depend on the gravity. I mean, there's some good calculators out there online where you can see, if I have this much grain and I have this size of a kettle, can I think it, one of them, I think Green Bay Brewers or Green Bay something, Green Bay Mashers. I think they had a pretty nice calculator on their
Yeah.
website that was like, can I can I mash it? I think is, and it would let you, here's your grain, here's your kettle size, here's how much I want to put in there. What I want to do is the batch size. Can I mash it? And it would be like, nope.
Yeah, got it.
Or it'd be like, yeah, you got plenty of room.
Yeah. I love that brew in a bag thing. I mean, when I was getting into brewing, everybody was doing the 3-tier system and it looked so beautiful. Pretty much 3 kegels. Everyone would have
Yeah.
the stand with 2 burners or sometimes 3 burners. And, those things cost thousands of dollars new. Maybe not thousands of dollars, but maybe, depending on the stand and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We got a girl in the chat.
Exactly.
We got a girl in the chat. Maybe she'll,
Oh my god.
yeah, everybody be cool. Keep your cool. But that was the thing to do. It was get that. And, that day's kind of over. That's kind of an old school setup these days. And I've pretty much had every brewing system at this point, and that thing was kind of a nightmare. When I finally got mine, it was just kind of overkill for a 5-gallon batch. I mean, you want to be doing 10, the pump's going to break. There's going to be a problem. This burner doesn't work as good.
Yeah.
But that thing's kind of a thing of the past now. And it's expensive. Right. It's super expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I started with like like a single boil kettle that was electric and the igloo cooler for the mash tun and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, I built into a 3-vessel system, and I like my 3-vessel system. I wouldn't give it up. It's one of those things where it's like
Sentimental value.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
did you build it?
Yeah, I bought some of the kettles and stuff like that. I actually did build it in its initial iteration. I did build it. Hang on a second. I'm trying to find some nostalgia here.
Hey, I was going to send you something. This dude sent me Homebrew for Life tap handles. I want to put you in touch with him.
Yeah. He's sending me one. He already got in touch with me.
What's his name? Snacks something on Instagram?
Yeah. Oh, no, this was a guy on Facebook, so I don't know.
I'll send it over to you. I wish I could have pulled it up, but it's on my Mac, and I'm running this through my PC right now. What's up, Hector Topetti? What's up, Jules Game Art? Kurt Pick in the house. It's just Paul. Happy Thursday to everybody. Happy Thursday to everybody. I went out last night with my friend Gavin, and he literally just stares at his phone the whole time and stares at Instagram. And I'm probably not going to hang out with him.
Oh, that's nice.
I have a friend that legitimately we make plans to hang out, and he's just staring at Instagram, like violently, like scrolling at every girl, every story, clicking on everything. And I was like, dude, I'm going to take off, man. You kind of suck.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah. Al Bro, brew in a bag and no chill cubes are a game changer. SJ Poor, Thirsty Thursday. Cheers, guys. We got
no kidding. Nice.
We got the short circuited glass that Brian did send me. For those who were tuning in. Is that your setup?
All right, that was that was like my early setup right there.
I like that. SJ Poor, thank you for subscribing, man. Much love. Thank you.
That was an early setup. Let's see if I can come through.
So you were going off gravity.
Yeah. So let's see.
Gravity is free, and you don't need pumps at all unless you're like doing
some of the stuff here real quick.
10 or 15 gallon batches.
Wow. Yeah. So here was a video of when I had a rim system.
Yeah.
So I had a cooler and the whole deal with that, and then a rims tube and a control panel that I made out of wood. it was a whole thing, man. It was kind of crazy.
Bree Gibbons, she's in here. Sausage Fest here, digging it. That's the one girl that's in here. I don't know. There was Jacqueline Denard in here last night. That was pretty cool. But yeah, we look at our analytics and it's like 99.999% male and then 0.0001% female.
Hey, Jay, how's it going, buddy?
Bree Gibbons. Everybody say what up to Bree Gibbons.
Hey, Bree.
I'm talking to her on Facebook over here too. Yeah. Brian. This is Brian from Short Circuited. If you know my channel, you probably know Brian's. He's got a bigger channel. He's been around the block a little bit longer than we have. But we've got a link in the bio, and if you're not subscribed to Brian's channel, then you're gonna go to hell early. No, I'm just kidding. You'll do both of us a favor if you could subscribe to Brian's channel. I hope it promotes him. I hope this cross promotes, Brian. Can you hear me? What happened?
Yeah, I hear you.
Seriously.
Just rinsing the old glass there.
SJ Pour. So the question is, how good was the beer you brewed on that old setup?
You know, I don't really remember because it was like when I first started out. So, you know, for me to gauge what that beer was like now, it was okay. I mean, people said it was good and stuff like that, but I think I'm brewing a lot better beer now.
And when you're giving your friends free beer, they're not going to tell you it tastes like shit. You know,
yeah, exactly.
If you're giving your friends free beer, they better give you the best compliments of all time. And if they're telling you it tastes like shit, that's a bad friend.
Exactly.
Sometimes you lie just to be nice.
Right.
Oh, you got the other glass. I've got both those glasses now.
Yeah.
Dude, let me put a link in. Can you put a link in the bio? Or in the chat?
I don't know. I'm not an administrator, so if you go
How do I
into the
do
chat
that?
on YouTube, you can make me one.
Okay, I'm gonna go into the chat.
Go to the three dots and then just I think there's something in there like make moderator or something like that.
I've got create a poll. Okay. Manage moderators.
Have you seen anyone use a mesh basket like the clawhammer basket instead of a brew bag? Do you mean outside of the clawhammer system, or are you talking about like the clawhammer system? I guess specify what you mean by that.
I've got one guy blocked in here, Orange Microfiber. He's one of those shithead guys that like comments 10 times on a video. Do you know that guy?
Yeah.
Orange.
No.
Oh. Who's the other guy who always comments like super long things? Like Michael James or Michael something, but he's always like, you guys have no idea what you're talking about. Malt stems from whiskey from 1833. If it says read more on a comment, I don't even read it. If I have to click read more, or have a good day. Cheers. I'm trying to add you on this, Brian.
David Heath had one that went on and on and on forever about carapils. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
When you got paragraphs in a comment section on YouTube, you need a dog. You need a girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
You need a hobby.
Darren, I have not seen anyone use a screen like that in the Anvil. There's a company called Utah Biodiesel. If you look that up, if you Google that, Utah Biodiesel, they will make custom baskets for any size, dimensions, anything you want, which I don't know for sure, but I certainly would say I'm kind of suspicious that probably Clawhammer might have them make them for them, or maybe they're made over in China. I don't know. But yeah, if you want a basket like Clawhammer to go inside of the Anvil, you could hit up Utah Biodiesel. Wait a minute. No, not on the Anvil. Oh, different person. Yeah. So you could go to Utah Biodiesel and they would make anything you want. I don't know what the cost is going to be.
Sorry. Happy Thursday, Matthew Landis. Bree Gibbons, shout out to all the hot pepper beer lovers on here. I am not one of them. I do not like hot pepper beers. But shout out to everybody else. Everybody else who likes
the only hot pepper beer that I like, which is not really that hot, you know, not that much, not a lot of capsaicin in it, would be the Halalima from Columbus Brewing Company. No, okay. I'm sorry. North High. It's like a lime and jalapeno beer. Pretty good.
Yeah. The more you mix it, the more it's not going to be as hot, I would imagine. I can't figure it out, Brian. Do you want to send me your link through Instagram and I'll throw it in the chat for your glasses?
Let me comment, then you can do it. Hang on a second.
If you comment, I think I could copy paste it.
Well, just go over there where I just commented.
Okay.
And there's 3 dots. And if you hit the 3 dots next on the right-hand side,
got it.
Make me a mod there.
All right, that was it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah. Wow.
Great cucumber jalapeno beer from Hudson Brewing Co. in New York this past weekend. Super good and not too hot. That actually sounds delicious. I thought coconut things was the grossest thing of all time till I had coconut Gatorade, and it's pretty damn good.
Wow.
I mean, cucumber. I'm an idiot. All right, Brian, you're in. If someone could buy 1 glass tonight, this is great success. We'll see how good of a salesman I am. Just buy it. Just work here.
Whatever.
All right.
Man,
33 people in the chat. JS4 Directions. Got some Pacificos for Barrage Day. Right on, man. I'm drinking Corona. And me and Brian were talking about the only golden rule is to not talk about COVID on the happy hour because 10 different people will give you 10 different answers. But we can talk about stupid people. We can talk about idiots. And for whatever reason, COVID used to be called coronavirus. And Corona's numbers went down just because people are stupid. You know, they think like Corona's got something to do with it, which is, pretty good time to buy stock in Corona. So I just went out and I just filled my fridge up with Corona and I started buying, I went to Target and bought like little $10 Corona tank tops and board shorts and stuff like that. It's like, it's not these guys' fault. They didn't have shit to do with this. Like, why are they taking, this sucks, man. Let's call it something else.
Buy the dip.
Yeah. Steven Delgado, Mike Krausen just dropped today. Yes. Krausen's your friend, man. Krausen's your friend, unless you're doing a pressure fermenter. And
people are stupid. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. SJ poor, hilarious.
Can I plug my my upcoming live brew day?
I want you to plug everything right now, Brian.
Okay.
Brian,
All
look
right.
at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Where's your camera? There he is. All right.
Looking.
Plug everything, Brian.
Back off,
All right.
child, seriously.
So, I'm going to be doing a live brew day on September. Let me
Mark your calendars.
get the date right here so I don't mess it up. September 26th. I'll be announcing it soon. We're going to do a live brew day, and we're going to do probably one of the underbrewed, underappreciated styles that used to be pretty good, but a lot of breweries aren't making it anymore. We're going to do a brown ale. Fall is coming, so we're going to do a brown ale. And the cool thing about it is I'm going to announce it early enough, like 3 weeks in advance, so that everybody that wants to can brew it with us. So all the Anvil we're going to be doing on the Anvil product, the Anvil foundries. I'm going to have 2 foundries running at the same time, one 120 and one 240.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do an extract version. We're going to do a all grain version. And Northern Brewers supplying us with the kits.
Northern Brewers the shit.
We're going to have a coupon code for everybody that wants to pick up the kit to brew with us, like a 15% off code for that. And then we're also doing a giveaway of 4 kits prior to the live brew day. And then we're going to give away another 4 kits on the live brew day.
Wow.
And then Anvil's stepping up, and they're going to give us some bucket fermenters, a crucible, a scale.
Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Anvil Matt. He's the barrage.
Match paddle, all kinds of stuff.
Seriously.
For the live brew today. And on top of all of that, if that wasn't enough, we're going to have a special live guest on the brew day.
No, not CH.
A little more, no offense, a little more special than you.
Okay. Larry the cable guy. He's showing up.
No, more special than him.
Is it a brew tuber?
No, it's the owner of a company.
Oh, John Blickman.
Yeah, that's it.
Did I guess it?
Yeah, that's it.
How far are they from you?
They're over in Indiana, but it's gonna be like a phone in, a phone in call.
Got it.
So,
okay.
So
I'll be sure.
I won't reveal that in the announcement, but anybody that's on this will know who it is.
Cool. I look forward to
One
that.
sack of tail malt. Doing it. Why would you, Barry? I wouldn't mess with doing a decoction. I would just brew it with. I'll just do a smash beer and be done with it, or maybe do a couple of hops. I think a decoction is overrated. I mean, it's just if you want some character to it, just get a couple of just get a little bit of some crystal malt or something like that. I wouldn't waste my time with the decoction, quite honestly. You can do it if you want to, but
Less is more, Barry. Less is more, especially when you're doing something that
exactly
general.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll be announcing that. I'll be announcing that this Sunday because we're in like 3 weeks, and I'll be opening up the giveaway for the 4 kits, and you can get either an extract or an all grain kit, whichever you want. And I believe they're going to provide the yeast to you and all that stuff. We're going to be using SO4 for the yeast on it. I like that yeast for doing that kind of a beer. So the kit, if you win the kit, it'll come with either extract or all grain yeast and everything. So.
Good deal.
We're gonna cut the giveaway off in enough time and announce the winner so that they'll have time to get it to you so you could brew it with us. So yeah, and I'll publish the recipe on Brewfather and have it in the link and all that stuff. So you don't have to get the kit from Northern Brewer, but if you could support them for supporting us, that'd be awesome. But if you don't want to do that or whatever, then you can copy the recipe from Brewfather and do it that way.
And I want to add little something to that. Anvil and Northern Brewer are great companies for brew tubers to work with because Brian knows whoever else in here makes videos. There's a lot of companies that could just be asshole-ish or shithead-ish or dictator-ish. And Anvil and Northern Brewer are the exact opposite of that. They're just like, hey, what do you want? Say whatever. Live your life. And then, you get the companies that come in. They're like, hey, here's 10 bullet points of what we want you to say. And I don't think Brian and I will ever do a video like that or, give a a salesman pitch to,
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few companies go. If you had a few companies want like we want to see your video before you put it out. I'm like, that's fine.
No. I don't. No. I don't even do that.
But wait, there's a catch though. I'm fine with you seeing it before I put it out, but I'm not changing anything, and I'm not publishing it because of anything you say. Unless you could see it if you want.
Yeah, unless you want to charge you an hourly rate to edit it or something. But no.
Yeah, no, I'll let them see it, but I'm not changing anything.
Yeah, I've been in serious trouble. Not serious trouble. I mean, I'm not in jail or prison, but I've probably been in trouble with Homebrew for Life probably like 10 times with people that are. Brewery owners, investors, wives, girlfriends, and we've collabed with breweries before, and they'll be like, hey, you got to take this out. You got to, the F word or something like that, or you guys are too silly. It's like, I'm not doing anything. We did this video for free for you guys. Like, there's no money involved. What you're talking about takes time. Time is money, and it's just not happening. And we would do it in the beginning. We'd be like, okay, let's change it up and we'll make everybody happy. But after like the second or third time of that, I was like, no. It's
I don't do that.
You got to know that it's wacky, it's off the wall, mandatory beer chugs. You know what you're getting into. Like, let us just work our shitty magic.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, especially with the size of our channels, and then the number of videos we've put out, it's like, and we're different. With the type of videos we do, but if you really want to like send something and have us do whatever with it, you probably know what you're going to get. It's like,
yeah.
And if you don't know what you're going to get, go back and do some research, and then you can come back and talk to me.
And you can see people. I think I've talked about this on the podcast before, but if people email you and it says "Good day, Homebrew for Life," caps locked. I know it's copy paste, but if they're like, hey, what's up, CH, or what's going on, Maury and CH, I'm like, you do watch our channel. I will read this email. Exactly. So,
wow.
Because once you get to like 10,000 subscribers or 20,000 or 50,000, there's just every brand's copy pasting and just throwing out, hey,
thanks, SJ.
Will you get a subscriber? Short Circuit is the real deal. Holyfield, great content. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Safeale 04 is underrated. I think all dry yeast is underrated. US 04 is the tits. It's the titties. Kurt Pick's going to get his cancel culture. You can't say titties in 2021, Kurt. Thought you knew, Braj. Thought this was America.
Wow.
Nah, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna
go there. No, we're not going there.
Moving on.
We're not talking about COVID. We're not talking about politics. We're not talking about religion, and we are not talking about no fucking CrossFit. Nobody gives a shit that you did a dumbbell class in front of a mirror that you paid $80 a month to do while you wore something stupid, tight clothes bullshit thing.
Yo, bro, I'm in a kettlebell while I mash.
You got to put it all over the internet and let everybody know you went to the gym that day. But no, I'm learning to hone this shit in a little bit better. I used to kind of go for blood. And we talked about this yesterday. It's like, I like how it's honest locker room talk and we're talking about brands and what to buy and what not to buy. And, Trevor from Australia, I don't know if he's in here, but before he opened up his brewery, we'd kind of, be a little bit more honest, shoot from the hip, whatever's kind of, say more things off the cuff. But now that he's, when you own a brewery, you have to PR yourself out. You're kind of like an ambassador, right? You're a business owner. And Paul Hardy, what's up, Pops? Say no to CrossFit. And I could just tell Trevor when he's on this now, or he won't even come on. He's so busy, but he's more puckered up and he's more worried about what to say.
Getting a woolly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clayton Gerard's in the house. So it's kind of tough to have brewery owners on here. I like it when it's just pretty much home brewers and brew tubers. And, if a Ballast Point or somebody executive Belching Beaver were to come on here, they're just going to be like, everything's great. The numbers are up. Everything's perfect. Everything's hunky dory. It's like, well, can you tell us about COVID? Everything was great. No problems at all. It's like, that's not really what this is about. We need a little grit. We need some honesty.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Let me answer one of the Wayward Brewing had a question about the quick carb. I love the quick carb. I use the quick carb pretty much predominantly every single batch that I brew. Even if I do a pressure fermentation, I will still dial in the carbonation with the quick carb. So I mean, it's my go-to. For me, after using it all this time, it's super simple to clean, sanitize, and I think I need to make another video on the tricks and stuff that I've learned over the years using it. But one of the things that I think people do the most wrong with that is they have their keg pressurized to a high PSI before they actually start the device. And you really need to start with a keg that has no pressure in it at all. And about halfway through your carbonation cycle using it, you need to put a rag around the PRV and, purge a little bit of CO2 from the keg in the middle of doing the carbonation, and it'll be pretty much spot on every time. I usually do about anywhere from 3 to 4 PSI over the recommended chart in the quick carb, and it works great. Awesome. I know somebody found my channel with the Al, bro. Yeah, thanks, Al. I'm actually going to be doing another panel build coming up here pretty soon. I'm going to be doing a single vessel brew in a bag panel build from Electric Brewing Supply. I just need to get it together and get a couple things and do it. JS4 Direction said, did someone say NBC?
Should we do an NBC? Matthew Landis. Hey, really quick, I want to give a shout out to the people that supported last night's stream, the super chatters, the people that are supporting my surgery, my penis reduction. And I think Brian was in there. Cancel culture. Big shout out to the Apartment Brewer. I always want to give these people shout outs. Apartment Brewer. Thank you, Apartment Brewer. Hector Topetti, Florida Dave, Party Time Brewing, KR Hill 94, Pony Pasture, the barrage out there in Virginia.
Moose Fraba.
Mardueno Homebrew. Captain TJ, I remember that. And Gnome Brewing. He's going to be on the Happy Hour next Wednesday night. He's out there in, I think, Maryland or something. And then Hell's Brews down there in Mexico. And big shout out to everybody that's in the the Caribbean, in Florida, in New Orleans, in Mexico. I know there's a lot of dangerous weather. There's a hurricane going on, so sending thoughts and prayers out to all you guys, man. And on that note, let's do an NBC. Esteban Flemings, happy Thursday. Let's NBC. Let's rock and roll.
Say it. M.
No. I know what we have to do.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What?
Just say it. M. Say it.
B. No.
Say when.
C.
I already NBC'd and I just filled this up. Wayward Brewing. Wayward Brewing. What's up, man? Goose Fraba in the house.
I got started late.
What's up? We started early.
I got started late on my NBC. I finished up right as we got to the end there.
Yeah, it's all good. Shout out to anybody who's here right now. I know when it's an East Coaster, Brian's 3 hours ahead. We got to do it a little bit earlier. What time did we start today? Like 4:50, 5 o'clock?
Yeah, we started, messing around with stuff, posting it to the wrong channel.
Posting it to Homebrew for Life. We brought it back. Sorry for anybody who got sent over there.
Yeah.
And
it was like
yeah, so it's 8 o'clock Brian's time. It's 5:49 Pacific Standard Time, and we got to kind of just compensate a little bit to just compensate for the time zones. And
yeah, I appreciate that.
yeah, absolutely, man. You guys go hard. I never understood. I don't think people on the West Coast understand like how gnarly it is to be an East Coast sports fan, because we watch games at 5:30, like Monday Night Football. And
yeah, like you go, let's say Las Vegas UFC fight. You're in the bar waiting for it to start, and it's like 11 o'clock. You're like, your wife is passing out on your shoulder.
Right, but those are Saturday nights. If you're talking Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, that game is over at like midnight. If there's overtime, it's what, a 4-hour game?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. That's like, tell me who won in the morning.
Yeah, and you guys are getting up. I guess the East Coasters, you guys traditionally work like 9 to 5s, right? Like people on the West Coast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Construction's like 7 to 3. No one really works like 9 to 5 in construction. Like you want to be at the job site at 7 in the morning. If you're there at 9 o'clock, you're blowing it. Like people are going to be pissed. I think on the East Coast, that's probably more where the term came from, was 9 to 5. But I don't know too many people with 9 to 5s in California that go to work at 9 to 5. Usually it's like 6 to 2 or 7 to 3. Uh-oh, we got some trolls in here. In here. Bree Gibbons, tiny beer glass you're drinking out of, CH. I'd expect more of a man. All right.
Wow.
The brew cat.
The troll is in the house. I don't know you had a brew cat. What's your cat's name?
Daichi.
You got to get Daichi in more of your videos, Braj.
That's my boy.
Do you have rats trying to get into your base malts and stuff? Is that what the cat's for? Bloodthirsty monster?
We just have cats, but yeah. I mean, it's funny because I came down here we live out in the country, so it's like it's one of those things that's almost an inevitable deal. But I came down in the basement one day, and all of a sudden, like right in front of me, there goes a mouse like running from the storage room. It's like, and my cats sometimes will be just like down in the basement, like just looking just like, come on.
If you have grain in bags, you're gonna have rodents. Bottom line, it's inevitable.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You got to put them in.
Generally, all my stuff is in the what do you call it? The
pet food storage.
Yeah, those, yeah. I can't remember what they're called, but
yeah, anybody who's getting into brewing, buy base malt in bulk, and then buy hops by the ounce or by the pound. I'm sorry.
Yeah, by the pound, yeah.
But you want to get a nice little container for it because, even some breweries don't do it. They'll just open up the bag, pour out what they need and then fold it up, duct tape it, and then hit it with the Sharpie marker. And it's like, no, you want to put that stuff in containers and stuff.
Exactly.
And go on Amazon and type in like 50-pound pet container, and that's what you want. And it'll be good for years as long as it doesn't get wet.
Wow.
Yeah, Clayton Gerard, good call. I put him in Home Depot buckets. I love that. You could probably do what? 20 pounds in a Home Depot bucket? Maybe 15 pounds?
Yeah. The Vittle vaults are actually pretty nice. That's what I have.
Yeah,
Those will hold a little over a 50-pound bag.
I've got the Vittle Vault. What, it's like $40 on Amazon?
Mm-hmm.
I love that thing.
Yeah, the angled one I've got, you can, it's like angled in front, and it lets you access it from kind of an angle in the front. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, you see them at breweries and stuff.
Yeah.
Clayton Gerard, what's up, you brunch? Hunger Force Beats. You got to pay the toll troll. Get over here. I put him in Home Depot buckets. Party time brewing in the house. What's going on, Canada? I think there's a couple Canadians in here right now. I know Bree is from Florida. I know that Brian is from Columbus. I know that Clayton is from Canada. I know Party Time is from Canada. Kurt Pick is from Iowa. I always mess that one up. He's not from Iowa. What's up, Nick Pappas? What's going on, man? Kick the keg on that one. Wayward Brewing in the house. Always good to see Wayward. Bree Gibbons, tiny beer glass you're drinking out of CH. I'd expect more of a man. I'll drink it now with my pinky up in the air.
Glass. It's 16 ounces, man. Come on.
Hey,
Ayo.
Brian. This is Brian's glass, and it's called the Fupa because I don't know. I think Brew Mill Tony gave it. Richard McDonald, Florida. It's just Paul, Pennsylvania, Alberta.
Ayo.
Hey, we got a couple Pennsylvania people in the house tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cheers, Brages. Brookside Brews, Vittles Vault also. Yeah, that's the go-to. Pet food container on Amazon. You'll get it tomorrow. Steven Delgado, what's up, man? Riverside, California. Brian, so you live in the outskirts? Like, are you out on like dirt roads and stuff?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's like, we have an outhouse.
What is that? A bathroom outside? No, you don't. What is that? 100-year-old
Just kidding.
thing of the past? But I mean, like, are your neighbors like 100 feet away or like 100 yards away? Brian, what's your address, Brian? Brian, what's your social security number? I'm serious this time. No, how far away are your neighbors from you?
Probably 100 yards, something like that.
That far? Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I got to figure something out. We're checking out Florida. We're checking out Tennessee. And we're checking out Asheville, North Carolina. And maybe I'm checking out. I mean, would you fly into Columbus, Ohio? Brian?
What's that?
To get to your place, what airport would you fly into?
Yeah.
Columbus? And how far are you from Columbus?
A little ways. I'm it's one of those things where I'm probably a couple hours, 2-3 hours, something like that.
Oh, okay. So you're out there. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
What did it say? Just 4 directions. CH, when are you moving away from California? Definitely next year. But I have to check out some places first. Checking out mostly Florida. We're going to check out Clearwater. We're going to check out St. Pete. You ever been to Florida, Brian? Tampa Bay?
Yeah. I went to like Disney World or Disney, whatever that is down there, whatever that Disney thing is down there.
But you were not going to breweries.
Nah.
Everyone's saying check out Cigar City in Tampa Bay. So I have a buddy who's buying property.
We get their beer in Ohio here. So I mean,
you do?
Jai, whatever it is. We
were talking about that last night. Jai.
Yeah.
We do not get that. I have not seen that in San Diego, but it sounds like it's getting pretty close to coming to the West Coast. If it's, I don't know, maybe not, but everyone knows about it. So I'm going to start paying attention. Maybe I'll go to
exactly.
Bevmo
It's
later
a
on.
decent beer. People say their brewery is nice down there. I've never been there, but they say it's pretty nice.
Yeah. Best breweries and titties bar in Tampa Bay. I believe you. Kurt Pick, despicable place, $8 water bottles. Darren Blackwood, we're looking at Kingston, Georgia. High Lie, Richard McDonald. High Lie. Sounds,
yeah. Okay. Highlight. Sorry.
Sounds Hawaiian or something. Cigar City is California. Cigar City is, I think, Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Is in California. I don't know.
Yeah, but I thought Cigar City was down in Florida.
I thought it was too. Everybody was talking about it last night.
Wow.
Back off, War Child. Seriously.
That's weird. Okay. Well, I don't know. Shows you what I know.
There might be two. Can somebody confirm? Kurt Pick will know. Kurt
Yeah,
Pick
maybe.
always knows.
Yeah, it's like we have a brew dog down there in Columbus.
What's a brew dog?
Yeah. They have the whole hotel where it's got a beer tap in the fridge and I mean in the shower, sorry, not the fridge. Beer tap in the shower. And,
What are you talking about?
yeah, the Brewdog Hotel down there.
I've never heard of it.
Really?
Down where? In Tampa?
No, in Columbus. Like south of Columbus just a little bit.
No. And you get beer in the shower on draft?
Yeah, they got a beer tap in the shower, bro.
What? Set up that GoFundMe, man. Let's get some funds going together.
Yeah. Brewdog Hotel is a dream of mine to go to. Yeah, it's not too far away.
But it's a brewery. They make their own beer.
There's a brewery, Brewdog. You know, like you've heard of Brewdog.
I have not. I have not heard of Brewdog.
Are you kidding me right now?
That's why I'm asking.
What? You ever heard of Elvis Juice?
No.
Really?
Brian, I wouldn't lie to you. I would lie to Kurt Pick, but I would not lie to you.
Wow.
Wow. I can't believe you never heard of Brewdog.
Maybe, but like
they were famous for like making the highest ABV beer in the world.
I've
like,
got that written down right now, by the way.
40% or something. What's that?
I've got that written down right now. I'm going to make like a 20% beer.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do like a 5-gallon batch of it. Or maybe I will. I don't know. But I'm going to see how much
Yeah. Punk IPA is one of their famous beers. So yeah, they're a couple of guys from Ireland. They had a huge brewery over there in Ireland, and then they came over here to the U.S. and opened up. There's one here. I can't remember where all of them are at, but
do they have a YouTube channel? Does Brewdog have a YouTube channel?
Probably.
All right,
I don't know.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
They did what was that, History Channel, or what was it? Was it History Channel or Travel Channel, something like that? They had a whole series of like Brewdog.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Wayward Brewing.
Did we get a super chat? All right.
Yeah.
He's helping out.
Hazy Jane is Brewdog. Yep, exactly.
Big shout out to Wayward Brewing, man. Where's Wayward? Oh, it's showing up right there. Thank you, Wayward. Cheers, Brush. Bought glass number 2 bundle. That's for you, Brian.
Oh,
Wayward,
awesome. Thanks,
coming
man.
through like a barrage. Keep the community going.
Appreciate that.
Big shout out to Wayward Brewing, man. Buying glasses off Brian was the only goal for this live stream. Now we can get the hell out of here. You guys have a good night. That was it. Same time tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. But that's super rad. Thank you, Wayward. Thanks for supporting Brian as well. Yeah, Brewdog Network. I've seen these guys and I've given them a shout out on a stream or a video or something. Something happened with this channel because they have 50,000 subscribers, which is an insane amount of subscribers for a beer community. And their last video got 77 views. And the video before that got 862 views. Something's fishy. Something's going on. Something doesn't check out.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh, I'm getting...
Kurt, you have to go to the description of the video. Because he has it through... if you didn't see last night's video... Well, wait a minute. When did we talk about that? Did we talk about that the other night?
What happened? Yeah.
Kurt was asking, but so YouTube takes like 40% of a super chat.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You do it through a super chat system.
You got whacked, Brian.
Go the video, and there'll be a link to do a donation, and that actually PayPal only takes about 2.5% of that instead of 40% like YouTube.
Brian, if I send you $25, I want you to at least get $22 of it, and it's not going to happen that way through YouTube. YouTube is the most money-hungry motherfuckers on planet Earth. And
what up? It's Rec One.
It's Rec. What's up, Raj? He's in the house. Hanging out here with Brian from Short Circuited. We have the link to his YouTube channel in the description. We had a link to his... Where did Wayward Brewing get the link? We just threw it in the chat?
I don't know. I thought it was in the description of the video. Maybe
I made you a moderator. I could put it in the description right now.
Yeah, I could do it. Hang on.
You got to get your moderation on, Brunch. Hunger
the
for
phone,
speech. Message retracted. Uh-oh, someone's getting a little X-rated on us. Brookside Brews just received my.
If you want a super chat, there you go. There's how you do it.
Thanks, Brian. Thank you, moderator. Thank you, co-pilot.
No problem. Now.
All right. Big shout out to Brookside Brews. Just received my short-circuited Brewers glasses the other day.
Wow.
Brian loves hearing that. I love hearing
So
that.
were they like way overpacked or what? CH can tell you, I packed the crap out of them. I've not had one of them break yet on in shipping.
No one's hit you up yet? I'm afraid to ship glass. I'm too much of a pussy, but I'll do the coffee mugs.
No, well, I had one guy hit me up in Japan and said that the bottle, and I sent 3 glasses to Japan. Said the bottom of the glass was like uneven and it wobbled just a little bit on the table. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll refund you for the glass.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Usually,
I was like, okay,
yeah.
No problem. You take a refund? Okay, there you go.
It's Rec. I stay subscribed to SCB. Love the content from both you guys. Cheers, It's Rec. Cheers from both of us, man. I'm gonna crack another beer here right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy Thursday night. I went out last night. I was drinking mezcal with a buddy who is literally. I hang out with one of my best friends, and he just stares at Instagram the whole night. And I'm not gonna hang out with him anymore because he's a shitty guy to go out with. Richard McDonald.
Yeah,
Nah, man. Richard McDonald. I need the link for the SCB glasses. We'll throw it in there right now. Well, Brian, you can do it. You're the moderator. Do you have the website?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Just give me a minute.
Brian, for you, I'll give you 2.
Back off,
Okay.
child, seriously.
You won't have to wait that long.
Giant Beat. I have a 6 of Punk IPA in the fridge right now. Crack it open, Giant Beat. What are you waiting for, man? This is the happy hour. It's Thursday night.
Wow.
Yeah, so
All right,
they went
50
around the
people
country.
watching. Shout it. Sorry, go for it.
Oh, the Brew Dogs went around the country on this. They had a series where they were doing just weird stuff, like brewing with all kind of weird stuff, and they would make all these beers out of weird, crazy, like either the brewing method was weird or the ingredients were weird or whatever, and then they would get all these people together. It'd be like they'd do like a drink it or dump it, and so it was like, I mean, they just did all kind of off the wall stuff. It was a fun series to watch, actually. It was on one of the major cable network channels.
Okay, here. This doesn't check out. So they've got a video a week ago, the history of drinking, ancient alcohol origins. 391 views. 391 views.
What is this on?
Brewdog's YouTube channel.
Oh.
And then their next video after that, exploring Los Angeles' indie brewing company, 277 views. One video, one line down from that, Brewdog Beer All TV ad. 360,000 views. 360K views. I don't understand this channel.
Yeah, that's weird. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Here, I'll just put it in here. I'm a moderator, right? This is my channel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
You're the OG.
Yeah, I'm gonna get kicked out of my own channel.
You're the OG with the emoji.
But they've got great production, and I've seen their stuff. And I mean, they have like 3 or 4 cameras going on. They're in Hawaii. They're trying to. The video that showed up was they brewed a beer with using like lava rocks. I do not know why. I do not know what lava rocks does. Yeah. I don't think it does anything. Yeah, nothing. You know what it does? It makes a cool YouTube video, but it doesn't make
exactly. It makes something that people watch.
Right, but it doesn't.
Well, I think probably. Well, there is some benefit to lava rock because if you try to put particular types of rocks in fire to heat them up to boil wort for making a beer, you're going to have rocks that explode in your face. So there is a certain type of rock you have to. Yeah, oh, for sure, absolutely.
All right.
I know, bro. I lined the bottom of a pit that I dug when I was in the Boy Scouts with just some like river rocks and stuff.
I'm glad you told me that because we were making the video tomorrow, man, and you just saved my life, man. I got my rocks all ready and out there. We're gonna boil the shit out of them. They're gonna blow up.
I'm glad I did. So volcanic rock has already been subject to heat and it's porous and it won't explode. So
the more you know, man. I'm gonna chop that up and make an own little video out of it and put it on Homebrew for Life. We're talking about lava rocks and brewing and saving lives.
I think it's called a Roggen beer. Is that Roggen beer? Because it's like, I mean, they used to actually do that. They would put rocks in a fire, and most of the time they use like granite.
Yeah.
Because granite is not a beer. I mean, a rock that's going to explode from flames.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they would do that and then use that. They swap out the rocks to boil the beer, and it does do a little bit of caramelization of the wort because of the fact the rocks are so hot when you put them in there. It's one of those things, but I don't know. Get off in the weeds. Ain't nothing electric about that.
I would make that video if we could.
Yeah.
I would want to do a little bit more research on what I was doing because you just kind of struck a lot of fear into me. And, the only goal for Homebrew for Life.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Steinbeer. Yeah, that's it.
Is that nobody can die. But if somebody does die, it's going to be me.
Steinbeer.
Yeah.
Epic. It's going to be like that YouTuber that said a phone book would stop a bullet and it didn't.
Did he die?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
His girlfriend shot him right in the chest.
Oh, that's heavy, man. All right. So Simcoe versus Mosaic. We'll bring it back. No, I'm just kidding. Chris Palmer, what's up, Braj? Most of river rocks around here are likely to explode. All right, two people with the same story. Jules Game Art
for sure. Okay. Yep.
Post-apocalyptic brewing. I like it.
Yeah.
When put in the fire. Angus
Lola.
Pickering. That's stone and wood in Australia. Joy, Steinbeer, stone beer. Steinbeer means stone beer?
Steinbeer.
An ale brew with the use of hot stones. I did not know that. All right, that's why we're all here. And if anybody has any questions, put it in the chat or put it on Discord. I should have put the Discord link in.
Yeah, so wait a minute now.
Seriously.
Does a beer stein mean it's a beer rock?
Bedrock?
If it's a stein beer,
Back off, War Child. Seriously.
a beer stein. What
Sure.
is that?
I don't know. Somebody
question.
just bullshit and have a funny story, and we'll just go off that for the rest of mankind. All right.
Andy Duprat had a stein beer.
You do sound like Morgan Freeman. Austin, what's up, CH? What's going on, man? What's going on, Austin? Cheers from San Diego. Brian's out there on the outskirts of Columbus, Ohio. The hardest brew day of my life was a hot rock brew. Used quartz. I know nothing about this stuff. So this is kind of all new to me, but Brewdog, check out their channel. They made a video with Hawaiian lava rocks. Esteban Flemings, Genus did it. They almost died during rock beer. I'm probably not going to make that video anymore. Genus did it. Brewdog did it. I don't know what I'm doing. There's a good chance I'm going to die. I'm probably going to die from Homebrew for Life.
Like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Recipe for disaster IPA.
Yeah.
Fernando.
Exactly.
What's going on, Fernando? It's been a minute, man. Quintanilla. What's up, Braj? Cheers from San Diego. Matthew Landis. Brian, $27 for a glass. If there was a shirt for sale, maybe offset the shipping, I'd be down. $27 for a glass? Is that the price?
No, they're actually like 13 or $14 is probably the shipping, depending on where you are. Shipping's not free, so
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, and if people are, in Australia or something, it's a different story.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ryan Carter. The fuck happened to the stream? What do you mean? We're here. What are you talking about, Ryan Carter? We starting rumors?
Yeah, right.
Benjamin Harris, do a 5 or 10 gallon batch of Smash and separate into 1 gallon fermenters with all. That is a great video, Benjamin Harris. Brian, you see that?
Wow.
Do a 5 to 10 gallon. Yeah, no, that'd be a good one. Yep, for sure.
But cut it up into 10 different batches with 10 different yeast, or 5 different batches with 5 different yeast.
Yeah, you could do that. That'd be cool.
Seriously.
That'd be a great video.
Dave Dempster, if you had to upgrade to a 10-gallon system from the on the stove BIAB with circulation pump and plate chiller, what would you go for, kettle or all-in-one and fermenter for $1,000 to $2,000 range?
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, if you want to do 10-gallon, when you say 10 gallon, I guess I need some definition here. When you say 10-gallon system, are you meaning 10-gallon batch size, or you mean 10-gallon capacity?
Can we put it on credit?
That makes a lot of difference.
Child, seriously.
Oh, he was on the Homebrew for Life one. That was what the deal was with Ryan Carter.
Oh, yeah. Ryan, understood. Yeah, I screwed the pooch. I shit the bed earlier.
10-gallon batch size. Okay, so 10-gallon batch size. I would go.
Back off,
I would,
child,
if I was doing a 10-gallon batch size and I wanted to do an all-in-one system, I would do the Bruzilla 65-liter. The 65-liter Bruzilla, which will give you 10-gallon batches. And then, with that, that's about $600. So if you're 1,000 to 2,000, then you can just kind of pick whatever fermenter you want from there. I mean, I don't know what type of fermenter you use now or what you want, but I mean, if you're spending $1,000, you got $400 for a fermenter. If you're spending $2,000, you got $1,400 for a fermenter. So it'd be one of those things where, whatever you do, that's pretty much, that's what I would do. I would probably, I would add a jaded chiller to the mix on the Brewzilla 65 liter. You're probably going to spend another $150, $175 for that, and that'll get your wort chilled down really, really quick, faster than the one that comes with it. And then you can get a couple fermenters probably if you're spending 2G. But yeah, that would be
2G.
That would be,
get the Grainfather. Grainfather is the oldest one. Everyone's kind of banking off their. The Grainfather is the prototype. Everything else is kind of like a version of the Grainfather. But if you want to spend $2,000, what's the Grainfather one called? Like the G70 or something?
they're too expensive. It's too expensive.
He wants to spend $2,000. He just won the lotto, man. He was on The Price is Right.
Wow.
But he's talking about a fermenter too, though.
Some people have more money than me and us. I don't know.
Hey,
some people
whatever.
money isn't a thing. Yeah, some people just
But he says, what would you go with for kettle or all-in-one and fermenter for $1,000, $2,000 range? Okay, so if you wanted to just do a kettle, you could do a Blickman kettle with a brew bag. I just did a video recently on that with the brew bag in the kettle up against the element. No burn, no muss, no fuss. And you could do that if you wanted to do a brew in a bag with a 20-gallon kettle and a brew bag inside. You could do that, and that would probably be about that's probably be pretty close to what the 65 liter Brewzilla would be with the controller and everything. Probably be a little bit more, probably about $800 or $900, something like that.
Brian knows probably more about the electric brewing system stuff than anybody on the planet. Have you brewed with every system, Brian? Has everyone sent you a system to do a review on?
I think for the most part, just about every single thing. There's a couple of obscure European ones that I haven't done anything with, but as far as like
the American ones,
yeah.
So how does that work?
Yeah, the Brewhouse system, I haven't done anything with that. Let's see.
Spike Solo. Spike is expensive, but it's nice.
Yeah, honestly, I think they have some problems with circulation and temperature control. And that's all I got to say about that.
About Spike?
But I'm not here to bash anybody. But
no, but we're here to point people in the right direction. That's kind of the bummer. With YouTube channels that do like review stuff. The product will come out. Every product we see in these magazines, craft beer and brewing, they're all brand new. So they haven't really withstood the test of time. I talk to brew tubers, and I'm not going to name their names, but they'll make the review video for it. And they're pretty much pushing the product. They're talking about detailed shots of this and that. And, 6 months later, they're like, this thing is a nightmare to clean. This thing gets stuck. This thing sucks, So I kind of steer clear of those videos because I only kind of
I'm with you. And it's the funny thing is, and if people have watched live brew days and stuff like that, it's like I did a live brew day with a system, and if anybody on the stream here is knows what I'm talking about, the system, the controller failed in the middle of a live brew day. I'm like, I don't know.
Clawhammer brought that up. Clawhammer brought that up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he did brought it, but he bring it up, didn't he? So I mean, it's like, I don't know how much more real you can get than that. So it's like, it's one of those things where, I don't know. It's Rec 1.
Shit happens, man.
Tuned.
It's a live brew day.
If you have a dryer in your apartment, you'll be able to run a system that I'm going to be making a video on shortly. I've got a whole DIY brew in a bag system that, kind of brew in a basket, brew in a bag system that I'm going to be doing a video on pretty soon. That will be apartment approved, if you will.
I got a question for you, Brian, or anybody in the chat. Yeah. So I don't have 240 volts set up. And as we all know, if you're doing electric brewing, it takes forever. It takes forever to get to boil. It doesn't take forever to get to strike. It doesn't take forever to get to sparge. It takes forever to get to boil because you're heating up the most
Wart at that point. You know, which strike? 3 gallons. What's sparge? 3 more gallons. Which bringing it all up, 6.5 gallons or whatever. It takes forever. I don't have 240 at my house. Do you have any luck with like those converters that I connect 240 to 120?
Like a step up converter.
They're like $50 on Amazon.
Really?
That would, yeah, it's a good price, right? If it works.
Yeah, I don't know about that at all. I haven't seen that.
I got a gas dryer. I have nothing electric. Everything is gas. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think too many people in California have electric dryers.
Right.
Electric dryers. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, some people do, some people don't. So
yeah, so for me, I'm 120 and it just takes forever. So how I brew is I do strike on the Anvil Foundry, and I do mash on the Anvil Foundry, and then I do sparge on propane, and then once I sparge, I dump it all back into a big boil kettle, and then I bring it to boil on propane, and it just cuts the time in half, probably more than half.
no, I understand what you're saying, Kurt, but the problem with
Back off, war child. Seriously.
you have to have a bit more knowledge than most people do in order to be able to combine two circuits, because you need to be able to get two different 120 volt circuits that are out of phase with each other. And if you don't know what that means, then I'm not even going to say any more because people, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't know what I'm talking about, and you don't need to know what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, I mean, technically you could get 240 volts from 220 volt outlets, but you have to know what you're doing. So I will never make a video on that because
I'll end up
it's
like Fire Marshal Bill, dude, burning the whole house down. And
Exactly.
the neighbor's house down.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
You should have 240 DM me a picture of your panel.
Yeah, I mean, most every house has 240 volts coming in, and then it splits. You know, there's two phases that split out in the panel, and one side of 120 volt breakers works on one side, and the other works on the other side. So you know,
I've got electrician buddies, and that'd be something they would definitely be involved with before I die. Jorge Castro, down there in Puerto Rico, man. What's up, Jorge Castro? Cheers, Barrage. We're gonna try to get Jorge on. We're trying to fill up the schedule for the second half of September. For those who are just tuning in, I watch the analytics on this stuff, and the average viewer stays here for about 20 minutes. So if the new people here, this is Brian from Short Circuited. He's got a great YouTube channel, and we've got a link in the bio for his, Jesus Christ, I'm getting blown up. We've got a link in the bio for his YouTube channel.
yeah, Kurt, and amperage would be an issue. I mean, if you pull one leg of the 120 volts off of a 15 amp circuit on, you know, if they're both 15 amp circuits, you're only going to have 15 amps total. I mean, it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're running at 120 or 240, it's only going to handle the breaker's only going to handle the amperage that it handles. So
Nelson Smither is talking about
double the amperage.
Nelson Smithers talking about what we're talking about. Yeah, somebody put a link to that. The Amazon link, the $50 link. But that'd be a good video. I don't know how I could make it into a 10-minute video, but Brian, if you want to do that video, it could be a good YouTube short. You digging the YouTube shorts or what?
Yeah, I've meddled with them a little bit, but I don't know.
I love the format.
Jules Game Art.
Jules, have a good night, man. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the Mega Man art that you sent me like a year ago, man. I've got that. I've got to get that printed out. I've got it saved somewhere. I think it's on my deactivated Instagram account. I'll fire it up, but I want to print that out. Have a good night, Jules Game Art. Got to play some D&D with some friends. Sounds like fun. Oh, it's pricey? Never mind. Don't quote me on that $50. How much is it, Nelson Smithers?
Yeah, they're usually. That's why you said $50. I'm like, they're usually like $500.
Oh, okay.
For a step up converter.
That makes more sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. Again.
Wow.
That's okay.
Yeah, it happens. You want to?
You don't have to know what you're talking about.
No, as long as you look confident 80% of the
That's
stuff,
right.
yeah, it doesn't have to matter.
That's right. Yeah, my video coming out this weekend is gonna be poking fun at that very thing. So
What are you? What's your next video? You talked about the live stream. Can we talk about the video or no?
sure, no, it's no problem. And I'm gonna be doing a video on refractometer, the Wart correction factor for refractometers.
Say that again.
Huh?
Say that again.
Say it. M.
No.
The what for refractometers?
So the Wart correction factor. So believe it or not, refractometers are not accurate with beer wort.
Okay.
They're actually made for fruit juice, which has a different type of sugar than wort does.
Okay.
So when you use a refractometer to take your gravity reading, you actually have to take a gravity reading with your refractometer and take a gravity reading with a hydrometer,
Okay.
and then plug that into some software or plug that into a spreadsheet, and it tells you what the difference is between those two, and it gives you like a correction factor that you have to multiply your reading by so that you get an accurate reading, if that makes sense.
I'll take your word for it that it makes sense, but
So basically, like if let's say you look at your refractometer and it says 1.050,
okay.
it's probably your wort is probably not 1.050. It's probably more like 1.046.
I don't have a refractometer.
But
That's too
you don't
expensive
know-
for my blood.
You don't know that. What's that?
Wow.
I don't have a refractometer. I use a hydrometer. Refractometers. Are
Yeah,
too,
so I mean, you're
too
good then.
expensive. Too
Yeah,
expensive for
you're-
Homebrew for Life.
Wow.
$17 is too expensive for a refractometer,
Is it $17? I thought they were like $100.
dude. I have one off Amazon for $17.
Who the hell has $17, Brian? What the hell, man? Jeremy
don't
Rogers.
know.
I think Palmer may have mentioned the correction factor in his book, maybe.
But see,
I don't know.
I was like completely flabbergasted, embarrassed, like unbelievable. I'm like, what? I've been doing this all this time and I had no idea
You
that
sound
you
like
have
me.
to correct
Yeah.
a refractometer for wart. I'm like, what is that about? I'm like, because somebody commented in a Facebook group, in the Anvil Facebook group, yeah, what are the wart correction factor? I'm like, what's he talking about? And then I started doing some research and I'm like, holy shit, I've been doing it wrong all this time.
That's why you got to stick with the hydrometer like me. Just get it right the first
Yeah.
time. I'm probably wrong too. In 5 years, they're going to come out and say the hydrometer needs to be calibrated differently or something,
So all will be revealed this weekend
Got
about
it.
the wart correction factor.
All right. I think I'll have
So-
my maple bacon beer on nitro
There you go.
ready for Tuesday.
There you go.
And
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing you can track it and figure it out, and then you can plug it into software, and you can adjust for it and be accurate, but you have to do a correction.
yeah. And you
So,
mentioned earlier.
but hey, you know what? That's what I love. That's what I love about this hobby is it's always I'm always learning, and when you think you know everything, you don't.
No, and I feel like that all the time. I feel like such an idiot. I'm like, am I a poser? Do I even know how to brew beer? And then I watched Josh Wiseman's video, and I'm like, okay, I definitely know how to make beer compared to this guy. Like, but it's just so true. Like,
You are so obsessed with Josh.
I know, man. I have a poster of him above my bed. It's a 36 by
What's going
40.
on?
Well, I watched that video,
It's
and
like-
I'm like, what's up?
It's like a barrage dance or something. What's going on here?
Well, exactly what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I'm just like, damn, like, we didn't have to do that. We didn't have to wait that as long. We didn't have to ferment that as long. And then I watch
Right.
some people, like, a video like that on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I do know a lot about beer. Like, this guy made me feel way more confident about, like, my experience with this whole hobby and stuff like that. But it's experience. It's trial and error. Homebrewing is, experience is the one thing in the world that you cannot Google. And it's just weird as time progresses. Different brewing old wives' tales weren't true. Just some of them weren't true, and we're just learning new things. And for these last 5 or 6, 7 years, it's just been like right under our noses the whole time, and stuff's just coming out like now. And on that note, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get a
I
Josh
agree with
Wiseman
that.
voodoo doll. What's up?
Yeah, I agree with you, SJ. As far as like when for my OG, I like a refractometer. I mean, I like a hydrometer as well. I'm completely with you, and I think everybody should have both. I like the refractometer for the ease of brew day. Looking at what your wort is doing as you're mashing and all that kind of stuff. But quite frankly, it's not accurate. So but if you use it after fermentation, you have to account for alcohol content and you have to do the correction factors. I mean, once you start doing all these calculations and everything, I think the accuracy starts to diminish, quite honestly. So for my final gravity, I like hydrometers, quite honestly.
Yeah, I've got like 4 of them. They break all the time. Every time I break my hydrometers, it's when I'm trying to clean them.
Really?
Yeah. A good thing about hydrometers, tip and trick, is that always kind of keep it in the plastic tube. Even when you're cleaning it, just dump it out, keep it in there, because it always kind of acts as like a support thing for it. Once you get it out of there and you mix it in with your dirty dishes and stuff like that, it's going to break.
Yep.
It will break. All right, Brian, we're coming up on
Exactly. Yeah,
90 minutes, man. We got one more beer in us.
yeah. I gotta be out. I gotta be out of here in a half hour at least. So, or no more than a half hour. So
No more than half an hour. Typically, we do 90 minutes, and we're coming up on that. But can you hold it down? Can you hold it down while I hit the head, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna go.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go troll Josh Wiseman. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good, man. Yeah, so I mean, I use pretty predominantly. I use Brewing America hydrometers, and they're pretty accurate for the most part. They do have a couple of hydrometers. Like there's one of the hydrometers has a thermometer in it, so it kind of makes the correction for you. If you like, let's say if you're, I think it goes all the way up to maybe 80 degrees, something like that. But then they also have another hydrometer that's calibrated for 155 degrees, which is pretty nice for if you want to take a gravity reading during your mash. So, with that, you can pull a sample right off, and if it's 150 degrees or whatever, 149, 152, whatever, then you get a more accurate reading because it's calibrated for 155 degrees. So, best software for recipe making, I personally have been using the Brewfather software. I like it, and I think it's easy to use. I enjoy it. So, I do like the Brewing America one because of the thermometer. It's definitely nice. What about those ones that go into the fermenter? I'm not sure about what you're talking about. What goes in the fermenter? Yeah, exactly. Plus, you drink the sample. Yeah, I mean, I'm always handing Kelly the sample of the hydrometer sample, going, "Hey, check this out. What do you think about this?" So it's cool.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about the
Josh Wiseman?
Brewing America hydrometers.
Oh, I don't know. What is it? A specific hydrometer?
Yeah, I mean they've got several different ones. I know the owner of the company very well, and he's a great guy, veteran, and makes great hydrometers. He's a huge supporter of the brewing community.
Hell yeah.
He has a hydrometer that has a thermometer built into it. So like if you take a gravity sample and your wort's like 80 degrees, then it will actually show you on the temperature for the temperature, it'll show you how much you need to add or subtract from the reading that you got.
Got it.
So it's nice.
Speaking of hydrometers, when do you do pre-boil gravity readings?
I usually do that with the refractometer. That's kind of my deal with that, just to kind of see,
if you got
where I'm at.
Dry malt extract or something.
What's that?
If you have to add dry malt extract or some, table sugar.
No, I think I use it more for conversion to see if the conversion is done. Like if I take a
we're cutting
reading
out
with my hydrometer and my refractometer, and I'm at like 1 point, and I'm at like 1.8, 1.080. I'm like, yeah, I think we're the sugar's pretty converted.
I mean, if it's low, what do you do? How do you overcompensate with low gravity for
You
pre-fermentation?
might try to mash a little bit longer, but then having some DME on hand is always a good option to just be able to add some to the kettle.
Yeah, and I have to have dry malt extract ever since I went to electric because the electric flames aren't as rigorous as the propane flames. So you're getting a little bit more beer, but you're also getting a little bit less alcohol by volume. You're getting more beer, lesser boozy booze. But yeah, ever since I went to electric, I pretty much always have to have a 1 to 3 pound bag of dry malt extract. And if not, I'll just throw in cane sugar or table sugar. That's an old school commercial brewing double IPA hack. If you don't hit your sugar, boom, hit it with cane sugar.
Use less water.
Use less
water, Luke.
Concentrate it or dilute it. Sure.
Yeah. So if you're obviously over sparging or have too much liquid in the mash, one of the two.
Right.
So if you're doing a sparge and you're sparging too much, or if you're doing like a brew in a bag full volume mash, then you've got too much water. If you're not boiling off enough, then start with less.
Yeah, and I do it the weird way. I always pull, like when I'm getting close to whirlpool or a knockout, I'll take I don't know, a coffee glass full of it, and I'll put it in the freezer. I'll stir it really fast, and then I'll put it in my hydrometer, and then because you always want to check your gravity at room temperature, or else it'll go up and down. Does it go up when it's hot, or does it go down when it's cold? Or vice versa. What am I trying to say?
It goes up when it's hot.
It goes up when it's hot, right? So
Yeah.
you can't check your gravity reading until you get to room temperature because it's going to be off.
Most hydrometers are calibrated to 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
Yeah. So the problem, CH, with if you're not getting that number right, is you're either sparging too much or starting with too much liquid. So
Right.
if you're not boiling off as much as you thought, then you got to reduce the amount you're using. So I mean,
Yeah, sort of checks out.
that's
Yeah.
the big thing with it. But I mean, hey, but the homebrew for life way is the homebrew for life way. So
However
if that
you
works for
get there is however you get there.
that's right.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question.
1996 Tacoma or a 2021 Silverado Black package, whichever.
How
doesn't
you
matter.
get to work on time is how you get to work on time. Do you want to take the
Just
bus?
be there on time, right?
Just be there on time. Just be there on time. How you get the beer that tastes just like the stuff that they sell us in stores and restaurants and breweries is how you get there.
10-4.
Brian, I love the trolls. I mean, I don't love them. Some of them I actually had to block. Do you have any crazy trolls on your channel where there'll just be a guy that'll comment like 10 times and he's going to see this video?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't. I don't know why I don't, but I don't.
God, I wish Brew Show or Hell Brews was in here right now because there's like 3 or 4 of them. And it's the guy that just, you can't really troll on YouTube anymore because anytime there's a curse word, YouTube's going to filter it out. But when I say trolls, I'm talking about the guys that if I need to read more on your comment, I'm not going to read it at all. And the guys that'll like on one video comment 10 times. They have 10 comments on one video. Like they pick 10 things apart. And you have no experience with that?
Not too much. No, really. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm lucky. Maybe I'm not. My channel's not large enough. I don't know. I don't know how I don't attract the crazies because I expect. I mean, I'm just like I expect at any moment. I mean, I get some of the normal crazy stuff where it's like I'll go into when you go into the YouTube and the published comments and then the ones held for review. I'll see some stupid crazy stuff in there, but not too much. Honestly, I haven't had. I've been really blessed with not having too much. It's really crazy. I don't know why.
Well, okay. So here's the story. That's good. Not having bad troll stories is a good story. It's a good story. Maybe Brew Capping gets a lot of trolls. I don't know. I think
Just a second, Kurt. Let me see what they're
68. What are we brewing? Chris Vodka, what's up, Raj? Are you brewing back there? Brian, you got to do the video on your room tour, man. You have a bar next to your brew house. I want to see the video about your MTV Cribs brew house setup. I think a lot of people want to.
You do?
Yeah. How big is the square
Well,
footage
living-
down there in your basement?
That's only like let's see, it was 24 by 20. Not much.
500.
Yeah, it's not much. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if I can get my
500
old
square
eyes
feet,
to
which
work
is
here.
probably the size of my shitbox apartment. No, I'm probably about 700 square feet. That's huge.
I think let's see if I can show it here because it says 60 like 60 Fahrenheit. I don't think you'll be able to see it probably on there, but
2 girls in here, Brian. Jacqueline's in here now.
oh my gosh.
2 girls. I know. Everyone just kind of.
The press.
Everybody just be chill, man. Keep your pants on. What are we looking at?
I don't know. It doesn't work. It says it's calibrated at
Why would it be 60? Why wouldn't it be 67?
it's 60. It says 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Dawson's Creek theme song. My apartment was
I'll do
600
that.
feet total. I think my place is probably 600 feet, 600 square feet total. But I'm always in the garage. And Brian, they don't tack on basement or garage for square footage, right? On like real estate listings.
Usually, I mean, they usually don't count it as part of your square footage. I mean, generally they don't. You know, it's one of those things where, let's see here. Usually it's just the house, the actual house itself. The garage is not part of it. The basement's not part of it. You can, but it's like nobody really likes to because of the fact that it's like, okay, well, if you're going to count that as part of your square footage, then
Bait
we're
and
going to charge you
switch.
some more taxes.
Yeah. That would be my whole basement. I need a basement. People in San Diego do not have basements. I want
Yeah, I mean,
a
there's
house
no
with a
need.
What do you have a basement for? Tornadoes?
Well, yeah, well, I mean, you know, cold weather. I mean,
Wizard of
all
Oz?
the mechanical stuff is in the basement. So I mean, that's kind of part of the thing. You know, your AC system, your hot water heater, all that stuff, all your plumbing
Furnace.
comes in. Because out here, where the frost table is really low, all the plumbing and everything comes in like 8 feet below ground. So out there where you are, it doesn't freeze like it does here. So
Right.
they can bring it in at like 3 feet below ground.
Very smart. I didn't know that. I always thought
Yeah,
about that
that's
too.
the biggest part of it. Yeah.
Right, like restaurants on the East Coast, like how do their plumbing lines not freeze up in those giant buildings?
Yeah, so I mean, I think they have to keep the heat on and everything like that. But I mean, as far as like the feed lines that come in from the city or whatever, they're below ground. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like
I never even thought
that's
about
how they
that.
get away with it.
Because I used to do
Yeah.
shit like that. So your code for plumbing lines is 8 feet in Columbus or in Ohio
It might be it's that or more
or anywhere
something like
where it
that.
snows. Because that's a lot of trenching, man. I've put in a lot of sewer.
Oh yeah, no, I mean they're deep. Trust me, they're really deep
It's big money.
for sure.
That's big,
Okay,
big money.
so let's see here.
Florida, you can't have basements.
What's that?
Dawson's Creek theme song. Florida, you can't have basements. If you dig 6 feet, you hit water. Yeah, they're like on what do you call it?
Okay, so
Sea level.
like a couple years ago, I did a like basement, just a quick basement overview tour before Thanksgiving at the house here.
You got to do it
Having
again, man.
family over.
You probably have twice as many subscribers now.
Wow.
No, I've got my Instagram feed pulled up here, so I'm going to transition over to it here in just a second as soon as the video starts again,
Okay.
and then you can kind of
Back
see the
off,
whole
child,
tour of the basement.
seriously.
Okay, here we go. It's live now. It should be kind of in the. I think it should be feeding to the screen properly,
I love it.
so you can see this whole tour. I'm actually sitting at the bar right now.
Who built that bar?
Me.
You built that whole thing?
Yeah.
That's incredible. You got cocktails down there?
Yeah, if I want to. I got 2 kegerators, 2 3-tap kegerators.
There you go. That is sexy. I'm with
So, yeah, that's it.
I'm with Jonathan Elliott.
That's
watch,
it.
Let's watch it again.
Okay.
So that's where it goes down. How'd you get that light? Who made that custom short-circuited Brewers light?
Electric Brewing Supply made that light for me.
What was the price tag on that?
I think they're like $100.
That's it?
That's it. It's cheap.
It's super cheap. I would love to have that. Look at that man cave, man. I'd have the video
Yeah,
games
bro.
going. And how's like the ventilation down there? Could you do
Everything.
a gas burner if you had to, or no way?
Yeah, I could. I mean, if I wanted to, the problem with gas is exhausting all the fumes, if you will.
Right. Carbon monoxide. Passing
Yeah.
out. Dying.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I just have to have a heck of a.
Do you have any windows in there?
There's one window.
So you'd have to put the propane burner over by that.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, I mean, I have a hood over top of my brewing system. I just have to have
Back off,
a
Wart, child,
more
seriously.
powerful fan.
Right. Mike Brady, my aunt in New Jersey had a 1800s house, had a second basement below the first. I have never heard of that, but that sounds like some serious Freddy Krueger shit, and I love
Yeah,
it.
no kidding.
Yeah, like some serious Friday night horror slasher movie stuff
They kept all the children down in the second basement.
in the furnace. 53 people here right now. Big shout out to everybody. I'm just drinking Corona. I'm taking it easy tonight. Is it bad that I don't?
460 CFM.
What does that mean? I don't know these electrician terms.
Somebody asked what the CFM on my hood was.
What does that mean?
It has an external fan. It has a vortex fan out in the garage. So there's like tubing that runs up through the basement wall outside in the garage, and then there's a fan out there that sucks everything out. So
Got it. I would love to see
thanks,
more
Pastor.
than anything. Is Pony Pasture in the house? Pony Pasture.
Yeah.
My man out there in Virginia. I would love to see an updated MTV Cribs 10-minute video.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to see what
Okay.
you got going on. I want to see, I know the whole production thing is kind of a community within a community, but I do want to see your microphones, where they're at. I want to see your bar. I want to see just a YouTube version of that Instagram video you just showed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have to do that.
Drunken Delia Brewery. Hey, dudes, all the way from UK. Cheers from San Diego. Brian's out there in Columbus, sort of, Ohio.
Yeah.
He's out there in the outskirts. He's out there in the basement. He's
I'm out.
he's in an underground YouTube channel that's actually above the ground.
Back off,
Actually
Wart,
under the
child,
ground.
seriously.
He's under the ground. He's literally underground. It's an underground YouTube
Right,
channel.
exactly.
No, I would love to
So,
see that video though.
Yeah,
Back off, Wart,
Goose
child,
Rob
seriously.
up. I would like to actually, after being down here in the basement for a while,
I gotta feed my cat.
there's a couple things that I do plan on doing, and I never thought I would do it again. But I want to. I'm gonna put tile in the brewery area. I never thought I would do it again, but I am gonna do tile in the brewery area, and the main reason why is because when they pour the slab in basements, most of the time there is a crown in the middle of the basement, or anywhere there's like a support pole or whatever. So there's a crown there usually, and then everything slopes towards the outside walls. So the problem that I'm having most days, if I get liquid on the floor, is the liquid wants to run under my sink all the way to the corner, back in the back corner of the behind the sink.
That's a big problem.
And yeah, it's a problem. So I need to take up the floor coating that I've got on there and put some self-leveling, like a real thin mastic down and level the floor out. And then when I do that, then I want to put some tile down, and I'm just going to tile the brewery area. And then I want to put like some LVT or luxury vinyl tile, whatever they call it. Some like plank flooring down.
I've been
in
out
the
of the
basement.
game.
And do that. So that's kind of one of the things that I want to do in the future, because I just like did a sealant on the basement floor and then like painted it, and so that's something
Back
that's
off, Wart, child,
coming
seriously.
up.
Sounds like Eric Burks has some pretty good advice. Put some sleepers down on the subfloor.
Put some sleepers down, like
I
you mean
don't
like
know. I think that's good advice. I don't know.
for people for people to spend the night. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, sleeping bags.
Yeah.
Goose Fraba, that stuff in rolls is legitness. LVT is great.
Thanks, Ricky.
S class. The combination of brewing knowledge and tips is deadly. Best ever. You guys together bring out the best of homebrewers. Hey, much love, Ricky. I think this is your first time here on the Hoppy Hour, man. Cheers from San Diego. Brian's out there in Las Vegas.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So just to let you guys know that the everything you saw in the video that I just like the Instagram video that I put out there, everything in the basement I did myself. Not a single bit of it is anybody else's work. I mean, I did all the electrical, I did the framing, I did the woodwork, I did the finished carpentry, everything I did myself.
Are you in the trade?
What's that?
Are you Jesus Christ. Are you in the trade?
No, I'm just a DIYer.
I do not know what you do for a living, but we don't have to bring that stuff up. Unless you're trying to promote something, which I don't.
No, I'm not trying to promote anything.
Nothing like that.
Nah.
Nothing like that. Oh. Martin from Culver. We're getting trolled. Hey, this is the most people that have been in here right now. We're doing a nightcap. Brian, this is our last one, brother. We both got to get out of here. Can you crack a full beer?
Yeah, sure.
Did you drink 5 margaritas before tonight, like last time?
No. Just started. I started with this, with 6 of this, and
right on, man.
So this is the ender right here.
I'm glad you're here, Brian. Brian's one of the first guys that I think I kind of had this weird mentality where when I started doing a YouTube channel, I don't know if you did this too, Brian, but I'd comment on everyone's channels like Clawhammer and Craig Tube or whoever's channel, and I would always comment, and if they didn't write back or something, I had this weird kind of like fuck you mentality, like, hey, if if I'm commenting or asking a question, you should answer my question. That's kind of stupid for me to think about. That's kind of entitled, but I kind of just had that like starting out, and I don't know. You were always like, I think we just kind of hit it out from the get go. If I had a question, you'd get back to me, and then through you, I met Portly Gentlemen, and then the Brew Show came along, and Hell Brews, and all those guys, and I talk to David Heath a lot now. We crack each other up, and on Facebook Messenger. Yeah, it's just such a gnarly time zone gap. You pretty much have to talk to him like in our morning.
In the morning, yeah.
In the morning, yeah. But I had the wrong attitude. We got a super chat. Pony Pasture Brewery. Big shout out to Pony Pasture. East Coast
awesome,
in the house. CH and Brian, y'all need to put more info out to help me brew. I want to be like CH and Brian. Have a good weekend. Thanks for the kind words, Pony Pasture, man. Cheers to you, Braj. You're always helping out, supporting. And
Absolutely.
I try to get everybody that sends me a picture of them with the merch in the videos, because I would like that if I was on the other side of it too.
No, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's cool. But yeah, did you kind of have that mentality when you first started out? Were you kind of like brown nosing, or did you not give a shit at all? Were you like not kissing ass, but just trying to get yourself out there more?
I think it was, when I commented on somebody's video, I wanted to be really like thoughtful about, what I was commenting about. Like I wanted to put like an intelligent comment out there, not just, whatever.
Ass. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that was kind of the thing. I get a kick out of like finding new BrewTube, new brewing channels and stuff like that, and then like making a comment on them, because I remember whenever I was first starting out, I'm like so excited. I'm like, oh my God, this person that has like, 10,000 subscribers or a big following or whatever is like commenting on my video. So like, I like to go like,
feels good. Yeah,
forward,
feels good. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I like doing that.
And you want the younger guys to keep going too, because beer pushes beer. Like at the end of the day, if Trent makes a video that's like, hey, how to make hard lemonade seltzer or something, like it's still, it's not beer. I know the video is not, like a grain of glass beer video, but it's still fermentation, and it's still the same equipment and stuff like that. And it keeps people brewing. And if people are brewing, then it just pushes beer. More people are watching our videos. More people are getting into home brewing. More people are enjoying this hobby, and it's very hard to keep people around. I mean, it's.
And then the thing of it is with me too. Like I'm an open book as far as like brewing knowledge goes. Like anything that I know, I'll share. There's nothing that's secret with me. And the same thing with, YouTube, like with the other behind the scenes part of it. I think, and CH can tell you too, anybody that asks me a question about, hey dude, what are you using for your lighting, or what are you using for your camera, or what are you doing for this, or what are you doing for that?
Production.
I don't care. I'll share it with you. I really don't. It's not a competition to me. When everybody makes better videos, it legitimizes what we do.
Right, but it's also it also is motivating. It gets me going. Like if I'm like, hey, I don't want to edit today, and then I see somebody that make a video and it's inspiring, I'm like, okay, let's go edit for 5 hours.
Yeah.
And this is my Saturday night, so thank you for everybody who's here, because the next 3 days I will be grinding, editing, and Wednesday and Thursdays are my Friday and Saturday. So we're here. We got some kind words that just came in from Alex Gray. Love the channel, boys. Glory to Columbus. Have a good weekend. Shout out to Alex Gray. Ricky C-Class. You guys have the best of both worlds in homebrewing. No need to go anywhere else. That's kind, Ricky, but there's a lot of good homebrewing channels out there. But thank you. Hack Attack. You guys put out great content. Thank you. Kurt Pick. I hate all of your channels with all of my fucking heart. Sincerely, Kurt Pick. I'm kidding. Empire Wagon. Anyone ever mix a New England IPA with lemonade to make a shandy? I definitely have not, but I'm not knocking the idea of that.
Yeah, you could do that. That's not off the table. I mean, sky's the limit. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, and that could bum a lot of people out. That just looks like a really good way to ruin a New England IPA. But homebrewing is all about experimenting, and we're not honing in recipes. I think most homebrewers are just experimenting. I don't think they're just, if you're homebrewing what, 4 times a month max? I homebrew 2 or 3 times a month. That's what, 30, 40 batches of beer a year. I'm not making the same thing over and over and over and over. If I was brewing every day, I would hone in recipes. But if I'm doing 2 batches or 3 batches a month, I am experimenting.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm with you.
There's no right or wrong.
Nope,
live your life.
Not at all.
Yeah. I don't know. People want to hone in. I guess if I was opening up a brewery, it'd be a lot different. Me and Brian talked about that on the podcast. There was a podcast at one time. It was called The Broadcast. It's still around. It's on Spotify. But I just like this better. It's just easier to get people on and just talk beer. And I love the chat. I love the engagement. But I'm not planning on opening up a brewery. Brian thought about it for a little bit, but just kind of where he was with his job and his current situation. I guess, did that happen?
Here's Ewok 671.
Did that happen overnight? Were you just kind of like, because I know you were kind of invested in looking at diving deep into branding and logoing and stuff like that. And then did the lights?
I had everything pretty much ready to go. It was just like, obviously, you need funding and stuff like that, which, I would have had to try to get investors and all that stuff. And then you just started looking at, I'm working my day job and I can't quit my day job, and I'm going to be doing this and my day job at the same time. And what if it's successful and what if it's not successful? And it's just, I don't know. They were just, I'm not 26 years old with, nothing, no
family. Yeah.
You got responsibilities and stuff you have to look at and say, okay,
you got to weigh it out.
Can I sustain this? Is it possible to sustain that? And then holy shit, what if I'm really successful and I'm, brewing every night during the week to try to keep up with demand, and my life sucks. I don't know. So it's like, there's it kind of became, analysis paralysis almost, where it's like, oh my gosh, So,
but how long did that did that happen overnight? Was that one talk with your wife? Was that like, hey, like just
6-month period, something like that.
6-month period. Like the more you were looking at it, you're like, this is a lot of money. This is, it's getting more and more expensive and permits and timing and the city.
Yeah. I mean, I read the Lagunitas, what, that, the founder of that put out talking about, 3 mortgages on his house, and he's on,
to start Lagunitas.
What's that?
To start Lagunitas? That's what he went through?
Oh yeah, dude, you should read the book. It's crazy.
Damn. And that was what, in the 80s?
What's that? Yeah,
That-
something like that. Yes, but he had like 3 mortgages on his house, and his house was like leveraged like 150%. He said he was given like the inspectors like bottles of whiskey or whatever, get some more money out of his house to keep the to keep the money flowing in. So it was like, but I think it worked in the end. But it's one of those things where it's about risk tolerance, and I didn't have it, and my wife is definitely not a huge risk taker person, so it's like
Understood.
but
And in Lagunitas
No.
is, like
I did this.
I've thought about that all the time. Like if you could make a living or do what you wanted with beer, would you rather have a YouTube channel or would you rather have a brewery? And at this point, after I saw California get shut down and all my friends lose their breweries for pretty much 9 months or a year or whatever, I was like, I'm taking the YouTube channel from here on out, especially if you're living in California. Like I don't have to deal with the state. I don't have to. Yeah, they make more money. It's a business. Brian, if you want to put out YouTube videos every day, you're going to make more money. If breweries want to expand and sell more beer, they're going to make more money. It's up to that. But all my buddies that were like, this COVID thing and the politicians are damn near putting like us out of business. We're going to be poor. And I was like, yeah, I'm taking the YouTube channel 99 times out of 100.
Yeah, me too. I totally agree.
I don't have to deal with drunk people. I don't have to deal with ABC, people coming in, serving to minors. I don't have to deal with employees. I don't have to deal with taking these fucking bullshit classes, the lead classes where you go in there and they show you, we have to do this in California, people that serve beer. You're pretty much watching a REM video of like a family of 4 like lighting on fire for 2 hours because like the guy that hit them was overserved. And I was like, I get it. Like if a guy's super drunk at the bar, trust me, we're not going to serve him. Like we're going to get him out of there. And that's not like a brewery thing. Like breweries, we're not giving them shots. We're not giving them Jägermeister or Fireball.
No.
Like that's more of like a 2 a.m. or New Orleans or Las Vegas thing where you're serving alcohol all night. But I don't have to deal with any of that, nor do you. So maybe we took the better road. I kind of do this full time, sort of, not really. I think, I don't know, but this is obviously, just hobby / artist / side hustle and, no regrets, huh?
No, not at all. I mean, I've met some amazing people and it's been an awesome journey, and it ain't over yet. So
yeah. So you're putting out a ton of content right now. What determines do you just go on YouTube slumps, or is something in your life that frees you up? How do you go on like content sprees?
a lot. It's like something mentally clicked recently where I'm just like, I have a lot of thoughts rolling around in my head all the time, and it's like about what to do with content and stuff like that. And it's like, just like I talked about earlier in the live stream here, was like, doing hero videos and then like just like some midweek videos,
Fillers.
I don't think everything, and sometimes I put out a video, and if it is for 2 people, then it's for 2 people. I don't care. I mean, it's like it's sometimes some stuff I do doesn't get any views. Sometimes it gets, thousands of views. I'm not chasing the views. If I was chasing the views, I'd do a New England IPA recipe every week.
Grand to glass video, yeah.
That's not what I want to do. I want to help and educate people, and I enjoy doing that. So it's like, I don't chase trends or fads. I do stuff that I want to do, and I do stuff that I think will help people. So I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it's one of those things where I kind of came to a realization recently. It was like, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do videos on that I kind of hesitated on because it wasn't a hero video, and I just started doing the weekly, the weekly midweek video to put out the stuff that is maybe not as like high level as the weekend videos, but I think it's pertinent, and I think it's good stuff. So I don't, I don't.
And you have a channel, like you know, homebrewers, we're never going to have channels with millions of followers. But if you have a following, what do you have, like 35,000 subscribers in a small community, that's huge. That's just big fish, small pond. So you can make those videos, you know, but we do talk a lot about, there's so many brewing channels. Every influencer, beer influencer tries to start a YouTube channel. And we've talked about this, people that flare out so fast, and we're just like, hey, they're going to burn out. Like you could just tell, like they're interviewing the wrong people, stuff like that. You're at your point where like you can make pretty much whatever video that you want because you're kind of over the hill now. Like you've kind of earned, like, you know what it's like first making YouTube videos and you get 17 views and they're all probably you, and you're just like, fuck, like I'm gonna burn out. Like I can't do this anymore. This is too much. But when you get to like a certain point, you're like, yeah, I'm just doing this as a side hustle, side hobby. This is my hobby. I love filming brew days. I could do whatever video that I want right now. And that's kind of like the homebrew for life mentality. It's like, if I do a grain to glass video, I just hate those videos. I don't hate the videos, but they just take too long because you're dealing with fermentation. You're dealing with CO2 dissolving into beer for a couple days. Yep. And if I'm like, hey, I just want to make like a stupidest fucking video, like waffle pizza maker or whatever. Like I could do that all in one day. I love self-expression. I love, kind of being in front of the camera if I'm not hungover and if I'm feeling good. And it's like, I just want to put that out. Like I know it's going to bomb. No one's going to watch it, but like I can put out content today and I can do what I want. And there's no boss. No one's telling me like, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. I can do it. Yada, yada, yada. So I get what you're saying.
The fun thing for me is, I have a little bit more mechanical aptitude and knowledge than a lot of people that are out there in the space. So, I can do a lot of different things that some people can't, and some people don't understand, and explain it in a way that people can understand. And it's a good video and it helps people. So I mean that's the biggest thing to me is trying to teach people and help people, and I've just enjoyed that part of it the most, because I grew up around mechanics and electrical stuff. I'm no electrical engineer or anything, but I understand a lot of it, and I'm able to explain it in a way that people can understand. So it's like kind of demystifying and removing the mysticism or the terror from it, if you will. And it's one of those things where it's like I enjoy doing that and teaching people that it's not scary, it's not hard to understand, it's not hard to do, and if you do it right, then you get the benefit from it.
Absolutely. And Brian, you explained very well for the beginner brewers. I'm sure you get a lot of comments that people are like, hey, I've been out of the brew game for a long time and your videos brought me back in. I think that's like the best compliment or comment you could get when people are like, hey, I haven't brewed since like 2015, but I'm watching your channel or these guys' channels, and it got me back into brewing. And I was like, that's a very good comment. That's a very good comment. I dig that.
Yeah.
Goose Fraba. Hey, Brian, can you hold it down while I hit the head, and then we'll sign off with an NBC?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. Yeah, that's no problem.
Be right back.
MBC. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things where it's like, I really do enjoy the teaching aspect of it, and I take for instance my video on doing the adapter for the Grainfather glycol chiller, the adapter for hooking up an Inkbird to that. Nobody ever did a video on that. I mean, it's like that's the only video out there on YouTube about how to make an adapter or how to make that work for that system. And it's like, I enjoy doing that stuff that nobody else does. I mean, it's like my day job is actually Nick. I work in insurance. But before that, I worked in vehicle repair and my dad was a mechanic for 20 some odd years and repaired cars and stuff like that. So it's like, it's one of those things where my day job really has nothing to do with what I do on YouTube. But it's like, I've taken I try to take all of the knowledge and everything that I've learned over my life, both, in brewing and not in brewing, and making that, using that knowledge and ability that I have to teach people and show people how to do things. And it's been awesome. I mean, it's unbelievably awesome. And, the people that I've been able to help and show people how to do things that they probably were scared to do or didn't know they could do or whatever. That brings me a sincere happiness. I mean, I enjoy demystifying things and kind of pulling back the curtain and showing people, hey, it's easy as this. Hook this up this way, and you do this and do that, and it works. It's not, and you can do it in a way that's not dangerous and not so. And I agree with you, Nabis. It's YouTubing. It's YouTubing
24-hour stream, Brian.
A huge creative outlet for me. So it's one of those things where I enjoy the video of it. The brewing aspect, the video aspect. The editing, all that stuff. I enjoy it all.
Minnesota Fats. I got back into brewing after my kids got older. That makes a lot of sense. I don't have kids, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Nick Dubs. Brewing engineering. Everybody's an engineer. Everybody's an engineer. If you're building something, you don't need a degree to be called an engineer. If you're building something or designing something, if you're delivering pizzas on time to your route, you are a pizza delivery engineer.
Yep.
Goose Fraba, I think it was the best time to start homebrewing because I get to see all the successes and failures and choose which route, cheap or expensive, from all of the videos you guys made available. Shout out to Goose Fraba out there in Texas. When I got into brewing, I think I just did it because like everybody and their mother was trying to start a brewery at that time. And remember when homebrewing stuff was really expensive, even on Craigslist, like corny cakes were like 60, 70, 80 bucks. Now everything's like half price. Do you think the majority of the people that got out of homebrewing was because their idea, like everybody in the back of their mind is like, I want to open up a brewery. And then as soon as they're like, that's not going to happen. So what's the second step? We're not going to brew anymore. We're just going to sell all of our homebrew stuff off. Do you feel like that was the case out in Columbus? Because I feel like that was very accurate in San Diego.
I don't know. I think a lot of people get into it and don't understand what they're getting into. I mean, as far as like, yeah. I mean, if you do an all grain brew day, I mean, even if you cut all the corners you possibly can, you're probably looking at 3 or 4 hours. And some, with the point click, right now, society that we live in, it's like, sometimes that's just 3 or 4 hours. What are you talking about? But nothing worth having is quick or easy. I mean, I'll be honest with you, in anything, relationships, beer, it's just like, there's no magic pill you can take to lose weight. There's no magic pill you can, do to make good beer. You can add to your whatever to make good beer. It's like,
right.
It's just, you have to put in the time.
The proof is in the pudding.
It's the way it is. Talk to a CEO of Fortune 500 company. They didn't do it in 5 minutes. It's like, it was a long road.
Yeah. So. And, I don't know, man. I just remember like when I got into homebrewing stuff, like everything on Craigslist was so scarce and so expensive. Yeah. And now it's just like, dude, it is such a buyer's market. Like you could get everything for so cheap, man. Like,
yeah.
And I think the biggest factor was that at one point, everybody in the back of their mind was like, I'm going to open up a brewery. And then in San Diego, there's a brewery on every corner, and they're just like, just the competition diminished all motivation. Like we're just, we're not going to do it. And I'm talking about those guys, Brian, like a 26-year-old version of Short Circuited Brian. When you're in San Diego, when there's a brewery popping up on every corner, it's like, if you open up a brewery in San Diego, Trevor, close your ears. Trevor, close yours. You have to hit the ground running. You have to be close to the beach, and you have to have good beer from the get-go. Back in the day in San Diego, you could have shit beer. You could have employees under the table. You could have, you could be dating your bartenders or people, nowadays, like that's all over. Like you need to hit the ground running. Everything is like PR'd out, HR'd out, Me Too'd out, which is good. I'm not knocking that.
Right.
But I know breweries now that like when they hire people, they're like, hey, you have to sign something that says like, you do not date customers, you do not date employees. And that's kind of a standard rule.
Yeah.
That's in the corporate world. But like back in the day, like that wasn't at, all these breweries that started up as like garage bands. Like, no, they were not formal in that regard at all. And
some paid the price for it too, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. And then, as San Diego progresses every year, you're like, dude, I literally don't know these breweries anymore. People are like, hey, have you heard of this? It's right down the street. I'm like, I don't. I do not know. They're like, really? It's like down Salon and past Miramar. You're like, there's 100 of the motherfuckers over there. Like, I don't even know. I know the ones that were around in 2014, but I can't keep up with them. And then I think everybody that had homebrewing stuff was like, yeah, we're just not going to open up breweries. And that was kind of it. So it sucks for homebrew stores. It's great for people like us. It's great for homebrewers that did quit, and we can buy corny kegs for $40 and Wart chillers for $20 or Sankey kegs for $30 or whatever. But that's the way I just see it, how it went in San Diego. Like the gold rush of homebrewing and brewing. And was that kind of when you were thinking about it, opening up your brewery, like 2015?
I don't know. I don't. There's a lot of stuff like that. I think there was a lot of that type of thing going on, but I don't recall exactly how much it was. But
I mean, when was that though? Like in San Diego, the rush was like 2015.
Yeah, it was probably 2013, 2014, something like that.
Okay,
I would say something like that.
Even before that, because if you started a brewery in San Diego in 2013 and you knew what you were doing, you're Belching Beaver. Like everybody knows about you.
Yeah.
Sort of. There's the breweries that kind of just never wanted to grow outside of the mom and pop stuff, but it was there, but competition killed a lot of homebrewers' dreams. And, there's positives and negatives to that. And the positives are that I get their corny kegs for $20 now, just cause they're like, the wife's like, husband got a DUI, get it the fuck out of here. Sell it to CH. I'll give you 2 for 20. I'll give you 2 for 30. All right, guys, we're coming up to 2 hours. I want to give a big shout out to Brian, man. Brian, I know it's it's 10:15 your time, man.
Yeah.
We do this every Wednesday and Thursday. I love having Brian on. I love having.
Yeah. I enjoy being here, man. It's fun. It's fun talking.
It is fun, man. It's always fun. And Brian, I consider you a friend. This is You Are a Barrage. I got to get you a T-shirt out there in Columbus, Ohio. Let's do another hour, CH. I got to get out of here. I got to go feed a cat and I got to do some things. And I've got to troll Matt Wiseman. What's his name? Josh Wiseman on his YouTube channel. And we're going to have some laughs. Party time, bro. Man. Yeah. Hey.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Get that glass growler out of these fucking videos. You're blowing it for beginner brewers. Kurt Pick, we're out of here. I can't do another hour. I wish, man. But thank you for so much for being here. Wednesdays and Thursdays. Richard McDonald, 2 of the best in the biz. Thanks for a great podcast tonight. Cheers to Richard McDonald. Patrick D, cheers. Nelson Smither, 5.5 hours for my singles, 7 hours for my double brew days. I brew alone. I'm about that. With cleanup, about 5.5 hours. NBC contest. We'll do an NBC and we'll get out of here. Let's do it.
Say it.
M. No. B. I know what we have to do.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What?
Just say it!
M.
Say it.
B. No. Say when. C.